When you open Word for the first time, you're presented with a brand new document, a blank page. The pages will expand as you type more, and when you reach the end of a page, another page will be added automatically. If we take a look at the screen tour, we're going to go around from starting from the top. At the very top you have what's known as a title bar, and upon that title bar is what's known as a quick access toolbar. That's this little row of buttons here. Now these have essential buttons on these. One of them is the save. Next to that you have an undo, a redo. Now those three buttons will always be there. You can add buttons to the quick access toolbar very easily. If you have a look here, you have a little drop down, and this little drop down will allow you to choose additional buttons. You may, for example, want to put on here the open option, and that will put a new button for opening a previously typed document. You can also remove these by unticking next to the item. Below the quick access toolbar is what's known as the ribbon bars. Now each ribbon has a different name. You have File, Home, Insert, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, Review, View and Help. Now all of these ribbons have buttons upon them, and each button, if you're unsure what a button does, by moving a mouse over them for a few seconds, displays the name of the button and a short description of what it does. And we can hover our mouse over any of these buttons to give us a short description and the name of the button. Along the bottom edge of all the ribbons is the name of the section. You'll notice this one here that contains all of these buttons are in what's called the font section. All of these buttons are in a paragraph section. Now, depending on the version you're using, the buttons may be in a different order, but they will basically be the same buttons. Also, the size of a button may be bigger or smaller depending on the size and resolution of your computer screen. Some of the buttons you'll notice have what we call options. For example, if we look at this button here, it's called the underline. This will underline a piece of text, but you'll notice just to the right is a little drop down arrow. This denotes that if I click on this, it offers me other choices, and here you can see we can choose what type of line style we have, maybe a dotted, a dashed, a solid, or even the colour of the underline. Below the ribbon bar will be a ruler. Now, on some Word documents you may not see the ruler initially, but this ruler up here is useful, and you can turn it on and off by going to the ribbon bar called View, and you'll see in the section called Show there's a ruler, and you can tick or untick this, and there you can see it's no longer there, or we can tick it to put it back on. Now this is the best way of doing this, ticking that on and off. And it's better to leave the ruler on because they become very useful in telling you whereabouts your margins are, and you can see the margin at the left and the right. So you would be typing between those two goalposts. When you type a document, you often remain in a view called print layout. Now you can see that over here there's a print layout over at the far left, along with read mode, web layout, and one that's been added to 2016 and above is focus. Now all four of those buttons, as well as being up here, you can get to them in the bottom right corner. If you look down here, you've got the four buttons down here as well, so they're easily accessible. The view that you do most of your work in is called print layout. Just next to the view buttons down in the bottom right, we have what's called the zoom, and this allows us to zoom in and out of a document. So we could make the page bigger on our screen or make it smaller so we see the whole page. It defaults to 100%. Looking at the page, you'll notice there's a flashing cursor. That indicates where we're going to start typing from.